So what's up, everyone? It is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the Too Faced Too Femme collection. So I ended up buying the blush just because I wanted to see how it was gonna work on, you know, brown people. I think that retailed for like 30 bucks. I know the palette was $39. I saw this leaked on Ulta's website a while ago, but you couldn't actually buy it. So I ended up, you know, not being able to get it when they leaked it. But this is what the outer package looks like. It's much smaller than I thought it was going to be compared to the cinnamon roll. Because, of course, I ended up getting it like a whole clown. But it was like, I think, 20 bucks when I bought it. And that's why I ended up buying it. And I knew my friend was going to want one. Because every year she buys my holiday one from the year before. So I just bought her own this time. Because I like to keep these for reference. Because everybody says these are the best formula. But see how much smaller this is in this? Like, it's tiny. And then I don't know how big the teddy bear one was. I was gonna buy it when it was 50% off at what do you call it, Sephora for Black Friday, but I ended up not buying it just because I was like, it's a neutral palette. What are you trying to do with your life? So this is what she looks like on the inside. Y'all know the color store was calling to me. It had like some mints and some purples. And if you all didn't know, I'm big on pastel shades, especially in the spring. Even though pastels don't usually love brown people back, I love them anyway. You know, lots of people don't love brown people, but we love them back anyway, in the name of Jesus. Anyway, this is what she looks like. As usual, they got this huge ass bone colored shadow that I don't need. I hate that they do that. Like, they always make a huge, like those huge pans that they make, they always make this huge ass bone color shade. It's like, so what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? I'll wager, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? Anyway, like I said, this was 39 bucks. I'm gonna turn out a cute little look or whatever. Let's look at the blush and see what's going on with her. But the palette was actually cheap as far as I was concerned, because I didn't think it was gonna be that cheap. So I'm concerned. I'm like, does that mean this isn't good formula? But like, why is it so cheap? Because y'all usually charge like 50 bucks for these. Why is this one $10 cheaper? Is it because it's in the cardboard packaging instead? Like, I don't understand. Anyway, this is what the blush looks like. It's called Butterfly Bay. This is what it looks like on the inside. It looks like it's a shimmery blush. Look at the detail. I wonder if that's just an overspray though. Like, the detail of the butterflies in this is just gorgeous. I am curious what this color is going to look like. So let's go ahead and put her on real quick. And then we'll get into the eyeshadow palette and figure out what I'm going to do with it. Y'all know I'm probably going to try to use these pastel colors if I can. I don't know how well they're going to work though. I think I'm going to need a quite pigmented white base to get that done. But let me zoom y'all in real quick so we can get a little bit of this blush handle. Okay? Yeah, y'all, so let's get to putting this blush on, because I'm trying to rush to get this video up today since my Charlotte Tilbury foundation hasn't showed up. My package from Mother hasn't showed up yet, even though I saw some of the people I follow on Instagram's Pat McGrath palette started to show up from Bridgerton. First of all, I want to see if this is an overlay. So let me swatch into it and see how this goes. So it's quite bright and shimmery when it comes to blush. I was a little concerned that it wasn't going to show up. People look like me. But it showed up pretty well. So if you don't like shimmery blush though, I wouldn't recommend this. Because as you can see, it's quite shimmery and gold. So it's looking like that's not a overlay. Like, that's just what it is. But after using it a few times, I'll try to remember to update y'all in the description box about if this is a overlay or not. Because it's literally the first time using it on camera. So it has that sparkle to it. Because this is my highlighter. And then you see how sparkly my cheek still is with this blush on. That's because the blush is like a shimmery blush. But it retails for 30 bucks. And I told y'all the shade earlier. So yeah, like my glitter mustache. Okay, now I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to do something with this eyeshadow palette. I'm glad I got the blush because I actually like the color of it. I'm just wondering if it's going to say shimmery or not. Because I feel like this would be good over a cream blush, so you can have a little bit of sparkle, and then maybe it'll save you some time and step in your routine, because you know, so it has the shimmer in it. You might not necessarily have to worry about putting highlighter on. Like, I don't think I necessarily needed to put this highlighter on because I have this blush on, and I could have went without highlighter down like the middle of my face like I normally do, and just been fine with the blush for a more toned down look, even though we both know I don't know what that means. I'm gonna go off camera, do something with this eyeshadow palette, and then I will return and we will do it together. Okay? Okay. Okay, y'all, so this is what I came up with. Of course, y'all know I had to use the mint and I had to use the pastel purple, because you know, I wanted to see how they could perform on some of my skin tone, and I didn't even use a pigmented white base, and I feel like they actually did an excellent job. And then I put the what do you call it, the shimmery shimmery mint shade on top of this shade. So let me show you what I used. I used these two shades right here. I used these two shades right here. I used these two shades right here. And then I used this shade right here to get whatever, you know, is going on in the eye right now. So let's get started. I was mainly trying to use shades that I liked, but at the same time use shades I feel like might not look as pigmented on the eye because of for my skin tone. So that meant we had to use the pastels. So I was totally fine with it because I love me a pastel mode. If you were not aware. I mean, these blend out really nicely and smoothly, so I was happy about that because I was concerned about how well it was going to blend, especially since they went down the price point. I was like, I don't know, and it's pastels in it. Like, let me investigate. But see how nice and pigmented that is from the gate? I was shocked. I did not expect it to be like this at all. I mean, I'm not complaining, like, at all. Since pastels don't usually work on people my skin tone, but I was just in shock of that it worked so well on someone my skin tone. I'm just trying to fade this into. So I feel like this eye always looks a little bit better than this one. Anyway, next let's go into this nice little shimmery mint shade. I don't know if they cut down on the price of this palette because like they didn't put the names of it or what. Cause y'all know these palettes usually like $49. So when this one was $39, I was just really confused and thinking that the quality was gonna be lacking because the price was lower. See, it's just a nice little shimmery mint moment. And then I took that dark burgundy shade to start off with on the outer V here and put it on top of the matte I put down. And then I put the lighter one on top of that. Now I'm going to go into the Satin Lavender shade. It looks like a one of those sequencing powdered matte shades. I'm going to rub that in my inner corner. And then put the light shade next to the mint shade on top of that to give a little more shimmer and sparkle. Oh yeah, I went over the other side with that peach shade I showed you all to dust over to give kind of like an airbrush effect and bring a little bit more color to this look because I want to see how that shade will perform too, because those were the shades that like excited me in the palette. So that's usually what I do when I do looks for you all. I'll like use the shades that excite me and I feel like you all be interested in to see if they gonna pop, since y'all know I love color. But you know, I have melanin and sometimes the color and I would love me back, especially the pastels. So I'm just taking that peach shade now and dusting that over everything real quick. And I didn't get a lot of fallout on that on this eye when I first put the mint shade on this eye. Like I had a whole bunch of fallout on this part right here. So just bear in mind, like the mint shimmer is going to get fallout on your face. Or at least on the first side I used it on, it did. But maybe I took more on that side than I did on this side. And that's why I'm not having that issue. So I'm going to go put on some mascara and the eyeliner, and then we can talk about what I thought about the way this palette performed. Okay? Okay. Okay, so I returned with my wing and mascara, and I just added a random lip I think I used Nikki's Nude from MAC, so this is like super old. And then I put a Persona lip gloss on top. I don't remember the name of it. Anyway, about the palette. So I'm actually quite impressed with this, especially its price point, considering it has pastels in it that work for someone with my skin tone, and I didn't have to use white base to make it work. So bravo to Too Faced. The formula on this is really nice. I would recommend you try it out if you want to and you just want like a pop of color with a lot of like neutral, because I feel like this is a pretty neutral color story. If you cover up like the 3 shades right here, it'll just be more neutrals with like one fuchsia pink. So it's not like it's super creative, but for someone who doesn't like dabble in a lot of colorful makeup and wants an everyday palette with a fun pop of color, I think you like it. Now the blush, I like it as well, and I'm not really big on shimmery blushes. It's just, I don't know how long the shimmeriness is actually going to last. Like, I don't know if it's an overlay or if it's just an actual shimmery blush. But the formula on it was fine. I mean, it went on pretty easy. It went on pretty pigmented considering I didn't like rub my brush in that much to use that much of it. So I actually like this collection and am impressed. So, those are my thoughts. I like the palette. If you want to get it, I'd say try it out. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.